Contrasting attitude to global language, the US situation. So we have understood well that if USA reject English language, then the status of global language English might be jeopardized. So let's move on to the US situation, what might happen in US. We have already noted that the country contains nearly 4 times as many mother tongue speakers of English as any other nation. So this is, we have learned that in USA, the mother tongue user of English language is men. It has been more involved with international development in the 20th century technology than any other nation. Another thing that USA has the more technological advancement in the 20th century. Again, in case of industrial revolution, we, we, we have discussed all the issues at the time when we had been discussing the origin of American English language. And again, it exercises a greater influence on the way English is developing worldwide that doesn't any regional variety. Often, of course, to the discomfiture of people of the UK, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and South Africa. In these countries, that means UK or Australia and the New Zealand and the Canada, they also use English as their mother tongue users, mother tongue use English. But in case of USA is devoted to industrial revolution, devoted to technological investment, and also the political and the economical advancement as well. So they USA English is spreading rapidly, and such kind of English, the UK and the other people, other English-speaking people might call that their English. That means English of UK, English of Australia has been the onslaught of Americanisms, and this the American English. Already we have got the status, we have got the definition of American English and the British English. But the way American English is flourishing, that might hamper the status of UK or the English of other English language used in other countries. As we have discussed that there is a link between language and power. And if anything were to disestablish the military or the economic power of the USA, there would be inevitable consequence for the global status of the language. So if USA, the power or the military or the economic power disestablished, as we have said that if any other country comes before us as the more economically or military powerful countries, then the status of English language will be questions. The millions of people learning English in order to have access to the power would begin to look elsewhere, and assuming the new political magnet used a language rather other than English, they would quickly acquire new language loyalties. So it is unlikely that a corresponding loss of power in any other countries would have such a serious effect. So in such situation, even if, for example, the entire English-speaking population of Canada decided to switch to French, or the entire English-speaking population of South Africa opt to speak Afrikaans, the implication of English as a world language would be minor. So we have analyzed this. That means the number of population living in Canada and South Africa less. So if the people living in this country decide to speak other language except English, that will not affect the status of English language as well. But as can be seen from the listing of the chapter, relatively small numbers of people would be involved. No one has suggested that the power of the USA is seriously at risk from external forces. As we begin a new millennium, the International Institute of Strategic Studies, the Military Balance 1966 to 7, reports that the USA still has by far the most powerful conventional armed forces in the world and is the largest arms producer. So any country might not attack to the USA from outside because we know their military power is more powerful and they produce more or the larger arms in the world. So there is a possibility to attack USA outside, it is not right. So what is the right? During the 19th decades, the increasing attention came to focus on the domestic debate, in which, according to one set of the arguments, there are internal forces threatening the country's future unity. So the problem might arise from within in the USA because we have learned that in USA there are several ethnic groups and we have learned the origin of English, American English, in which way America became an English speaking country. So within America there are many ethnic linguistics group. There are many cultural group. So if such kind of groups raise their voice against the unity of USA, that might create problem here for the status of English language used in USA. As we have seen in chapter 2, that some analysts consider the English language to have been an important factor in maintaining mutual intelligibility, and the American unity is the face of the immigration explosion and the more than tripled the US population in 1990. So again, you see that the English language is used all over the USA. And already we have learned that in USA, English language is not the official language. In Bangladesh, Bangla is the official language or state language, but the USA, there is no official status because every people speak in English. Same thing happens in UK. But and it is also said that language is a cultural glue in USA. So the all peoples, the peoples from several immigrant identity, they are living in a communal harmony, and that communal harmony is based on the linguistics glue that every people is speaking English language. And we have also learned the issues that when immigrant people moves to USA, they start speaking the pidgin language, and next generation start English as their mother tongue. So the pidgin language of the first generation becomes the mother tongue of the second generation immigrant people in USA. So the people living in USA at present, they're the fourth, sixth, or seventh generation of the immigrant people. So all of the people living in the country, they are the English-speaking country. So language become the glue that can attach to several ethnic or cultural group in USA. So we have learned that there might have some possibility of raising a problem from the within USA from the several linguistics group. For those who take this view, the contemporary movement among some immigrant population to maintain their original cultural identity through safeguarding their mother tongue is, given the large number involved, a matter of some consequence. So in this regard, we can put an example that uh, that uh, English, in case of USA, we see some uh, we see some uh, we see some uh, original to maintain their original cultural identity through the safeguarding their culture. What has emerged is a conflict between the demands of intelligibility and the identity. And one outcome has been the official English movement. So such kind of uh, debates, we see that there is a movement that is in USA, that is the official English movement. A little bit earlier, I said that the English has no official status in USA. So one people started. Why uh, such kind of status is necessary? If every people speaks in English language, then there is no necessity of making a language as official status. But a movement started in USA, official English. Although the various arguments are in many ways unique to the USA, given the large number of people and the languages involved are relating as they do not do to the rights of the individual as enshrined in the US constitutions. They need to be carefully noted by people in other countries. The ethnic minority, immigrant population, and thus the competing pressures of identity uh, preservation, views assimilation are everywhere. Although there is no official language movement in Britain, for example, it is not possible to imagine an analogous situation developing there as well as in Australia, and where immigrant trends in recent years have been especially dramatic, where in the 1990 decades, the country's attitude towards Asian immigrant emerged again as a political issue. Okay. So, um, in case of UK and Australia, the number of immigrant people are less, but in USA, the immigration population is larger than in comparison to UK and USA. A summary of the main issue is therefore of some relevance in a book dealing with the future of global English. So such kind of scenario that the movement that is started in USA, that is the official English. Why? In a country where the 90% of the population is speaking English, should there be a movement to make English official? People do not start making a case for a language to be made official until they feel they need to, and the circumstances in which they need to are usually very clear. As already mentioned, the typical scenario is one where a language has to be threatened by the emergence of the more dominant language. It may take a long time for the people who speak the threatened language to respond. In the case of Wales, the reversal of several hundred years of English domination has begun to show a real result uh, only recently, starting with the Wales Language Act in 1967. So in the UK, we have got that the number of Welsh speaking people is less. And in 1967, they have established a law of speaking Welsh language in the UK. But in USA, the situation is not like that. Similar movement can be seen in Ireland, Hawaii, New Zealand, and Quebec. New Zealand, we know that in New Zealand we see a regional language that is Maori. In case of Ireland, we see that Ireland people speak a different English language. In case of Scotland, we see the people speak in a different English language. In case of Quebec in Canada, they speak French language. So such kind of scenario might uh, uh, create a antagonistic attitude towards English language. Inevitably, in such cases, there is a secondary reaction. That is, English users finding themselves open for the first time on the defensive in relation to such matters of um, job applications where bilingualism may be advantageous, and insisting that the status of English can be guaranteed. So we have told it earlier. So in case of New Zealand, Quebec, and Ireland, Wales, so bilingualism can be a way of solving the both problem. That is the national identity and also the national and also the using international language. But in a country where the language is already so dominant and its position for so long taken for granted, why should the question of its official status arise at all? So in case of USA, the official language movement that started in 20th century, the writer is speaking about that. Before going into the reasons, it should be mentioned that the positions of the positions for and against official English have been argued with varying amount of moderation and extremism. And the several views are possible on each side. On the pro-official side, no fewer than 3 bills came before the House of Representatives in January to February 1995, all sponsored by the Republicans, but with varying amount of the inter-party support, expressing different attitude and the recommendations about the use and the status of the other language. So um, some people were in support of official English. Some people are not in support of the official states. And for this reason, 3 bills were presented in the House of Representatives in USA in case of establishing official English language. But for both sides, they had some logic. What is the logic? The most moderate of these HR, that means House of Representative 1 to 3, is sponsored by Representative Bill Emerson, outlined below, saw itself partly as a means of empowering immigrants by giving them greater opportunities to acquire English language. So out of these bills, one bill might decide that such kind of bill will allow the immigrant people to use their own language. Considerably more radical was House of Representative Law 739, sponsored by Representative Toby Roth, which allowed for fewer exceptions in the official use of the other languages, repeated in 1965 Act providing for the bilingual education and the bilingual ballots. Okay, so such kind of debate arised in USA for maintaining the diverse immigrant countries. So such bill also presented in USA. More restrictive still was 1005 HR, sponsored by Representative Patty King, which allowed for 7 even fewer exceptions in the use of other languages. The later two proposals made for little political progress, but HR 123 received the support of the US English and the country's leading organization campaigning the official English, and it was the bill which uh, eventually went to vote in August 1996 and being passed by the House of Representatives under the name of the Bill Emerson English Language Empowerment Act 2 by 259 to 169. So the bill was passed in 1996 in the House of Representatives. However, pressure of the time in the presidential election year didn't allow the bill to reach the Senate, and it remains to be seen how the issue will fare in future Congress. So such kind of issue, the bill was passed in the House of Representatives, but it was not sent to the Senate for the presidential election. The summary of the main clauses of the immersion bill based on the bill that represented to the House of January 4, 1995. So this is the scenario. What is their logic? How they put the bill towards the Senate? It doesn't include any amendments introduced at the committee stage in the July 1996 on this one. The United States is comprised of individuals and groups from the diverse ethnic and the cultural and the linguistic background. What is their logic? That I have said that USA is consisted of a different linguistic and ethnic background people. The United States has benefited and continues to benefit from the rich diversity. Throughout the history of the nation, the common trait binding those of the different backgrounds has been a common language. In order to preserve unity in diversity, to prevent division along linguistic lines, the United States should maintain a language common to all people. So that is their point. And the bill they suggested. English has historically been the common language and the language of opportunity in the United States. The purpose of this act is to help immigrants better assimilate and take full advantages of economic and occupational possibilities in the United States. So this is said that means if English language becomes the official language to the USA, then the immigrant people will enter into the language and they will assimilate their language towards the English language, so they can have more economic and professional opportunities. By learning the English language, immigrants will be empowered with the language skill and literally necessary to become a responsible citizen, productive workers in the United States. Again, the use of single common language in the conduct of the government's social business will promote efficiency and the fairness to the all people. So English should be recognized in law as a language of official business of the government, and monetary savings derived from the enactment of the act should be used of the teaching of the non-English speaking immigrant in the English language. So that bill was passed to make English the official language. In a series of further clauses, it was made clear that the official business meant those government action, documents, policies which are enforceable with the full weight of authority of the government. This would include all public records, legislation, regulation, hearings, official ceremonies, and the public meetings. Everywhere English should be used. Actually, English had been using all the time, but for the cause of the diverse ethnic group, a question might come, and for this reason, they wanted to establish English as the official language. This is the situation of USA. The bill allowed the use of language other than English in such a cases of public health, safety service, and the teaching of the foreign language, policies necessary for the international relation and the trade and action and the product that protect the right of the people involved in the judicial proceedings, private business were not affected. So such kind of other places, the ethnic language will be used. There are also several positions of the anti-official side. Some were in favor of this official language, and some other are not in favor of the official language. They are called anti-official side. Though here is not so easy to make generalization. To begin with, there are many cultural perspectives, as we would expect from the population, which includes, on the one hand, a major Hispanic, that means Spanish-speaking people in USA is 28 million, according to the 2000 census in USA. That means, and on the other hand, a range of ethnic groups, some of whose number only a few thousand. Over 18 million claim to speak language other than English, and the Spanish in the home, and at the census over with over 300 languages in foreign. Okay, so other anti-official side there, only the Spanish speaking people consisted 28 million in the USA. But in USA, 300 languages are used, but their number of speakers is less in comparison to Spanish. So there is a single authoritative source of a statement to refer to, but many organizations, each of which has its own political agenda. The observation below accordingly will not necessarily be endorsed by everyone who opposes official English legislation. They are paraphrases of views expressed in the various possibly statement, alternative proposals, and the press articles and the letters. But the point can be used in aggregate to spell out the case for opposition. A wide range of argument is used by each side in support of the case. So actually, if the political argument for pro-official supporters see in the emergence of the major immigrant group and the supporter of the immigrant language programs and the seeds of the separation and the eventual dissolution of the unity, which is reflected in the name of the United States and the motto, one out of many. So this is the situation they might create. Actually, in the USA, 300 languages used. So out of this out of languages, which language will gain the official status? They look carefully at the language inspired separatist movement in nearly Quebec, which came close to the success in 1995 and drove attention to the arrangement of incendiary separatist attitudes such as are exploited by the Chicana movement in Asdan, or by University of California student publication, that is Voice of the Frontier, where writers envisages large tracts of the US Southwest and one day returning to the Hispanic control. The term official Spanish is increasingly encountered in this connection. The fact that there is a linguistic dimension to the conflict which destroyed former Yugoslavia is also sometimes cited as an example of the dangers lurking beneath the surface of the multilingualism. So these are the situations we see in case of USA. So from this point of view, English is viewed, according to the pro-official columnist in 1995, as a social adhesive, as a linguistic glue with guarantee the political unity. So in such a situation, that the official English language should be a political glue among all these ethnic groups. Nearly 300 ethnic groups live in USA, and for this reason, if official language gains its status in the USA, the more than 300 linguistics group might come in unity. So that is their uh, arguments. So there is no more need to make English official now. It is suggested than there was at the time of the revolution, when Dutch and German were for a while spoken by the substantial numbers. The natural arts that the people have to succeed will provide the required motivation for the learning English language. A common observation, they point out that it is the first generation immigrant parents actually find it harder to persuade their children to learn their language or the origin, that is the language. So the first generation might have some problem, but in case of the second generation, the problem would be easier and they would be start learning English language very quickly. So uh, a community can be torn apart on racial, religious, political, and other grounds, even on both sides are united by a single language. Okay, so actually, language is not only responsible for separating a country. Separating or the separation within a country might occur for some other reason. What are the reasons? That is the racial reason, religious reason, political reasons, and the other ground. Even all people might speak in English language. So we said that if English language gains the official status in English language, there will not have any communal problem USA that might not be granted. One scholar said that on the basis of religion, on the basis of politics, even in a country, speaking in one language might be divided in several groups. Even if we say that many countries, we can give example in this scenario. So it is not as there is just a single alternative language which is need for protection. There are all over 300 languages to be taken into ground. Okay, so here it is said that only language cannot give the guarantee of having the communal unity for the country's unity. The Canadian situation, dealing with just two languages, cost of country nearly 7,000 US million US dollar in decades in 1982 and 1990. So another reason that might come in case of Canada, they have two official languages, English and the French, especially the Quebec, they have the French English language. But in case of USA, there are 300 languages. So in case of Canada, in 1980 to 1990, in the 10 years, they have spent 7,000 US dollar for maintaining two official languages. But USA, the population, the 10 times of the population, and the many more languages would have to find some multiple uses. So if such kind of languages gets promoted in USA, that means more than 300 languages, the expenditure will also be a problem. The problem of selection is thought to be particularly serious. Pro-official supporters drew attention to the difficulty of saying that a language can receive official recognition only after it reaches a certain point of growth. So if 5 million were chosen, So what language will be the official language of USA? That might be the question. If 5 million were chosen at the cut point of the example, it would be inevitable that the people who speak language which are just a little short of the figure, they would claim the division was unfair. So in USA, 300 languages are used. So a decision might be granted that which language will have the official languages. Just for example, if it is decided that the if a language speaking community is more than 5 million, their language will have the official status in US. So in that case, some language if they are a little bit lower than 5 million, so they will say that it would be unfair that our language hasn't gained the official status, even in a more diverse country like USA. So if all foreign language group within a tiny number of speakers would be able to claim official support, the country would soon be bankrupt. So the 300 language, if USA allows 300 languages would be the official language of USA, the country will go bankrupt very soon. As we have given an example, we have seen an example of Canada for maintaining two official languages, French and English. They are spending so much money. But if case of USA, that if they promote 300 official language, so within a very short time, the country USA will go bankrupt. So it is also argued that the provision of alternative languages services is highly wasteful of resources because they are so little used. One of the main themes of the leading to pro-English organization in the USA or US English is to draw attention to the cases of this kind. For example, it cites the fact that in 1994, the Internal Revenue Service distributed 500,000 forms and instructed booklets in Spanish, but only 718 were returned. Okay, so actually the process concerned about the cost of language policy in which, for instance, the California was so this is the problematic situation. It concludes that a better return for money would come from spending it elsewhere in improving the English language abilities of the immigrant of the USA. So they come in a conclusion that instead of making so many official languages, there would be a wastage of the country's resources. Rather, the USA would be spending more money on teaching English language to the US immigrants, the immigrant people. So the immigrant people will be learning English language, and English language will be the only language used in the USA, and that would be the glue in the country's unity. Uh, so many things. In Germany, for example, pharmaceuticals companies have to provide instruction level in 5 Gestabarrier, immigrant guest worker languages. In Germany, if the situation goes on, if we notice that in the Germany, in case of Bangladesh, if we purchase a medicine, you will have instruction in 2 languages, English and Bengali. But in Germany, the pharmaceutical companies, they have to publish their instruction in 5 languages. What are the languages? Turkish, Italian, Spanish, Serbo-Rhodesian, and the Greek. And they are not required to carry such level in the several other languages currently found in Germany, such as Russian and Polish. And in this view, to introduce a policy banning all such labels on the grounds of some languages cannot be represented, it's felt to be absurd. So it is thought to be a common sense to provide safety instructions on medicine bottles as many languages as it's practicable to minimize the risks to as many people as possible. So in Germany, they publish pharmaceutical instruction in 1,000 languages, and it is also a matter of expenses of the country's resources. Educational issues, several kinds of argument are used in the debate, in particular to do with the educational theory and practices. For example, the pro-official position is concerned that many students in bilingual education programs are being taught by teachers whose own level of English is of a low quality. Thus, in calculating an adequate command of English language, ghetto dialects or will that will mark the speakers socially inferior. So again, the scenario of learning English. The official English bill, it is pointed out that does virtually nothing to enable fluency in English to the universally achieved other than simply stating that it must be. So the official English language bill turned in such a position that no other status or the official status of English language will be given. Rather, they should spend more money for teaching English language to the immigrant people. To disregard this tradition of thinking, it was argued would make a difficult social scenario still more difficult. The scenario bill claimed that official English legislation would violate of the cultural pluralism and divide communities along ethnic lines. By contrast, multilingualism could bring benefits to a community, being to promote empathy between different ethnic groups. Again, the country's plural linguistics attitude have a more communal, harmonious situation about several linguistics groups. The leading linguistics organization of the USA, the Linguistic Society of America, in 19 issued a bill notwithstanding the multilingual history of the United States. The role of English as our common language has never seriously been questioned. Research has shown that newcomers to America continue to learn English as rates comparable to previous generation of immigrants. All levels of government should adequately find programs to teach English to any resident who desires to learn it. Nonetheless, promoting our common language should be more beneficial. So this is the scenario of US. So the English plus resolution began by recognizing English as a primary language of the United States alongside the importance of other languages spoken by the US resident, and asserted that these linguistic resources should be conserved and developed. So in this situation, we have learned that the English plus resolution, the House of Representatives have taken that English will be their primary language, but they will have given more importance to the other language used by the immigrant population of the USA, and encourages all residents of this country to become fully proficient in English by expanding educational opportunities. They also put some clause, conserve and develop the nation's linguistic resources by encouraging all residents of this country to learn or maintaining a skill of a language other than English. And as is Native Americans, Native Askalan, Native Hawaiian, and the other people indigenous to United States in their reports to prevent the extinction of their language and culture. So they decided some points. That is, every people will be learning or using in English language. However, apart from this, the other language and the other linguistics group or ethnic group will also be equally valued if they want to promote their own ethnic language used in the USA. So this is the scenario they have used in USA. So in a climate where supporters of the official English, no matter how, came to be routinely labeled as language, no matter where, castigated by names of the welfare hawks, and it was difficult to show the ground of Congress. So the argument continued unabated into the new millennium The number of states enacting the official English language increased in the 22, in the 27, and further legislative began in May 2001, when an English Language Unity Act was introduced to the House of Representatives. Opposition of the academic linguistics community continues to be intense. So that we have noticed that in case of USA, if USA reject English language, that will jeopardize the status of English language. But we have consulted the scenario of USA, that in the USA there are 300 languages used in USA. So they tried to establish English language as the official language. However, they also tried to establish more languages as an official status in the USA, but they failed so because they have studied the scenario of Canada and also the other countries, the Germany. They spent a lot promoting so many ethnic languages. So they have decided that English will be the primary language in the USA, or rather other languages will be equally valued. And for this reason, we have got the impression that English language will not be rejected by USA. And for this reason, the global status of English language is still assumed, that English language has been the global language, and in the next years also English language will be the global language until and unless USA rejects English language. So we have to wait up to that scenario when USA will be the rejecting English language. So this is the situation at USA, and this is the relation of English language and the USA. So thank you very much for attending the class.